What does it take to cross paths with a crime lord? In the heart of Sicily is where the Equalizer three-story begins. A crime lord named Lorenzo Vitale arrives at his vineyard with his grandson, only to find a chilling sight. Dead bodies scattered indiscriminately paint a grim picture of an event that had unfolded moments ago. Inside, an even more shocking scene awaits Vitale. Three of his men have a man named Robert McCall, portrayed by the talented Denzel Washington, held captive. But there's a twist to this tale. McCall isn't just any captive, he's a man with a mission, to retrieve something that was unjustly taken. His ultimatum to Vitale's men is as clear as the Sicilian sky: 9 seconds to stand down. As the seconds tick away, the tension in the room is palpable. Vitale's men, however, underestimate the determination and resolve of McCall. What follows is a swift and ruthless display of power as McCall eliminates the three goons, leaving Vitale crawling away in fear. But McCall isn't finished. He grabs a shotgun and delivers a final blow to Vitale, ending his reign of terror in one swift action. He then takes a vault key and recovered something. As McCall walks away, he now carries a fully packed bag, hinting it's the object he wanted. From the car, the grandson witnesses the entire scene. Overwhelmed by fear and anger, he takes a shot at McCall, hitting him in the leg. Wounded but determined, McCall drives until he loses consciousness, marking the beginning of a new chapter in this thrilling saga. What happens when a wounded wolf finds itself in a new pack? Meet Robert McCall, a man with a past as mysterious as the Sicilian vineyard incident. He wakes up in Altamonte, a quaint town nestled in the heart of Italy, to find himself under the care of a local doctor, Enzo Ariccio, the town doctor who operated McCall and accepted him as a guest inside his home. Enzo, a man of few words but many secrets, nurses McCall back to health, his actions guided by a principle of compassion that transcends any questions of McCall's past. In the quiet of Altamonte, McCall finds a place to rest, a place to heal. But it's not just about the physical wounds. It's the psychological ones that are harder to mend. McCall finds solace in the simplicity of the town, in its cobblestone streets, and in the warm smiles of the locals. He befriends Gio Benucci, a local officer, and his daughter Gabby. Gio was the one who found him off the side of the road and took him to Dr. Enzo. McCall's daily routine starts to include visits to the local cafe, a place humming with the rhythm of everyday life. There he meets Amina, a woman whose spirit and resilience remind him of the pure and honest things in life. But even as he begins to settle into this new life, the ghosts of his past lurk in the shadows. Images of his late friend Susan Plummer, reminders of the vineyard incident and the people he killed. Now an existential question arises. Is he a good man or a bad man? Even McCall isn't sure. McCall, unsure of his own morality, finds himself haunted by the ghosts of his past. As he grapples with his identity, he's drawn back into a world he thought he'd left behind. But for now, he is just a man trying to heal, trying to understand himself, trying to fit into a world that may not be ready for him. When the veil of crime is lifted, what secrets does it reveal? As we delve deeper into the underbelly of Sicily's crime syndicate, our protagonist, Robert McCall, forges a clandestine connection with the Defense Intelligence Agency, or the DIA. Played by Dakota Fanning, Emma Collins, a DIA agent, becomes McCall's lifeline to the outside world, his channel to relay the explosive findings from the vineyard crime scene. Now, let's unpack what McCall accidentally unearthed in the vineyard. Among the twisted metal and charred remains, a staggering 11 million euros were discovered. A jackpot, you might think, but this wasn't a treasure hunt. Each of those euros, stained with the blood of illicit deeds, painted a picture of a crime syndicate far richer and more powerful than anyone could have imagined. But it wasn't just the money. The vineyard also housed a massive stash of narcotics. These weren't your run-of-the-mill street drugs. They were a symbol of power, control, and a sprawling criminal empire. What happens when fear becomes the rule of law? In Altamonte, an ominous presence casts a shadow over the town. The Camorra, a mafia group, unmatched in their ruthlessness, lord over the locals, is led by the Quaranta brothers, Marco and Vincent. Their influence is as expansive as it is chilling. Their methods are a testament to their merciless nature. Marco Quaranta, a thug with a volatile temper, doesn't hesitate to antagonize a humble fish vendor named Angelo over not paying the weekly pizzo or protection money to him. His demand is simple yet threatening. Give him what he wants, or face the wrath of the Camorra. Vincent Quaranta, on the other hand, operates with a cold, calculated brutality. A chilling encounter with a couple refusing to sign over their building to him ends with the wife's wheelchair-bound father thrown from a window, his lifeless body left on display for the other residents. A stark reminder of the consequences of defying the Camorra. Even the local law enforcement isn't immune to their intimidation. Officer Gio Bonucci finds his daughter, Gabby, and wife, Chiara, held captive by Marco and his goons. Their message is clear. Stay out of their business or face dire consequences. The reign of the Camorra extends beyond physical brutality to psychological warfare. The sound of a bell ringing in the night is enough to send locals running, their hearts pounding with fear. A shop set ablaze, with Marco and his goons smirking in the distance, is a grim spectacle of their tyranny. Altamonte, once a peaceful town, now lives under the constant dread of the Camorra. The questions are, how long will this reign of terror last? In the face of fear, will the town of Altamonte succumb or stand up? When the flames of injustice burn bright, who will step up to fight? The answers will determine the fate of this small Sicilian town, caught in the crossfire of power, fear, and the relentless reign of the Camorra. This is the question that Robert McCall, our enigmatic hero, finds himself grappling with as he witnesses the ruthless terror of the Camorra firsthand. The spark of resistance is kindled, and he's seen enough, endured enough. The time for action is now. In an evening, Marco goes to a restaurant where Gio is having dinner with his family in an attempt to get him to get boats from Somalis. Marco then notices McCall staring at him, and he goes to confront him. McCall lets him know clearly what will happen if he does not stop his threats against the family, so he grabs Marco's wrist and compresses a nerve in his hand that causes him pain until he gets his goons out of the restaurant. Outside, Marco plans to retaliate, but one of his goons gets run over by a van as the driver, another goon, has already been killed by McCall. He kills the last goon before fighting Marco, breaking his arm and getting him to stab himself to death. In the shadow of the Camorra's terror, a glimmer of hope emerges. After Vincent learns of his brother's death, he is visited by Chief Barella, Adolfo Margiotta. It appears they are working together. Barella told Vincent that Colin's investigating the Camorra. He advises and threatens Vincent, urging him to stop. Results to Vincent stabbing his hand and then having his goon cut Barella's hand off before sending him to the hospital to get it reattached. Meanwhile, Collins sees a news report of a terrorist attack in Rome, believed to be done by Syrian terrorists. Based on what she has learned from McCall, she doesn't believe this was the work of Syrians, even though it was their drugs found at the vineyard. She confides to Conroy that she believes this is part of a bigger plan. Speaking of evil deeds, Vincent then plans to get revenge to whoever did this to his younger brother and to handle Collins, who is investigating his turf. Sure enough, Collins almost ends up being caught in a car explosion, but she is alive and hospitalized. Vincent, in his quest for vengeance, gathers his goons and storms into Altamonte with murderous intent. They find themselves caught in an unexpected standoff. The townsfolk, inspired by the courage of McCall and Officer Gio, unite to face their oppressors. The scene is tense as Vincent threatens to kill Gio and his family, his voice echoing through the silent streets. But McCall, the enigmatic outsider, steps forward, offering his life for the town's safety. Vincent's malicious grin fades as Enzo, a humble resident of Altamonte, raises a rifle against him. The town, once silenced by fear, now raises their voices in defiance, capturing the villains' faces on their phones. The Camorra, stripped of their power and anonymity, are forced to retreat as the blare of police sirens fills the air. The tables have turned. The reign of terror is challenged. Clearly the battle is far from over, but the people of Altamonte have proven that they will not be easy prey. Under the cloak of darkness, a silent predator lurks. Back at his compound, Vincent is restless, haunted by the defiance of Altamonte. He gathers his remaining goons, making plans to strike at dawn. However, unbeknownst to them, McCall has infiltrated the compound. One by one the goons fall, their bodies silently dropping, unnoticed until one's blood drips onto Vincent, followed by the body crashing through the glass ceiling. Startled, Vincent attempts to escape, but a swift blow from McCall renders him unconscious. When he regains consciousness, he finds himself bound and helpless, a lethal dose of the vineyard's drugs coursing through his veins. A deadly countdown has begun. "Your reign of terror ends now," McCall's voice echoes in the eerily quiet room. Vincent, desperate and terrified, breaks free and stumbles into the streets, McCall calmly following behind. His vision blurs, his heart pounding as he stumbles into the path of an oncoming car. The impact sends him sprawling, but he clings to life, crawling a few more feet before his strength gives out. As his life ebbs away, McCall stands over him, a grim sentinel, ensuring the end of Vincent's reign. The night is silent once more. The predator has claimed his prey. The reign of the Camorra has come to a bloody end. The tables have not just turned, they've been flipped entirely. The dawn of a new era begins for Altamonte. Every story has its closure, every battle its victor. After the chaos of the night, McCall pays a visit to the hospital where Collins is recovering. His voice is a soft murmur as he confesses to her. "My journey to Sicily, I was chasing a ghost, seeking reparation." He hands her a bag full of money, exactly $366,400, he says firmly. "Pension money," he explains, "stolen from an old friend, Greg Dyer, a bricklayer. He was hacked amounting to that, and I want you to hand it to him." The scene shifts, following Collins as she travels to Boston, meeting with the man McCall mentioned. The reunion is heartfelt and tearful. "Your money is safe," she assures them, their gratitude echoing in the room. Back at her office, a package awaits Collins. Inside is a small black book, filled with notes and scribbles, McCall's secret gatherings, along with it a note. "Your mother would be so proud of you." A soft smile plays on her lips as she looks at a photograph on her desk, revealing a younger version of Susan, her mother. Meanwhile, in Altamonte, McCall finds a new home, a new family. Growing closer to the beautiful Amina, together joining the townsfolk in their celebrations, cheering for their victorious football team, Altamonte is now liberated from terror with their newfound Equalizer. Before we go, what do you think will be the chapter 4? Will the grandson of Lorenzo Vitale, who came face to face and shot McCall, will he seek revenge for his family? Comment below what you think. Guys, if you enjoyed the movie storytelling, then please give us a like and subscribe to help grow our channel Movie Shortcuts. Thank you for watching.